Alright guys, so we're back at our choice of base location, and I've been looking around trying to decide on how and where I want to actually build this base. So I started off by clearing out some of the area here. Oh yeah, my normal intro. I'm sorry. Hi guys, welcome back to ARK on the Insomniac server. Totally derped a little bit, maybe? No, I'm really focused on what I'm working on. Really trying to get this done. I've been working like crazy to get all the materials I need to actually build the base, which is basically a crap ton of stone foundations for the time being. Now, as for where we're going to put this, I'm really leaning on this spot for some reason. Like, maybe build it along this wall and along here or something. It's really kind of, I don't know. Let me get this tree out of here really quick. Because like I said, I've been clearing up the area, trying to figure it out. I just don't really know yet. And I'm kind of stuck in a spot where it's like, okay, so I want to put it in there, but is that the right spot for it? Let's go up top side here. I love coming up here, and this is the only problem with doing this. It's actually landing on the damn thing. Um, I love coming up here and just what the heck? Now I know they didn't fix this that you can't do this. It's the game's just being stupid right now. Okay, okay, game, have it your way. Always have to do it your way, don't we? Yeah, of course we do. This game is really wonky sometimes. There we go. Now, looking at this, yeah, I really like that corner for our house, or at least the main part of the house. Uh, I don't intend to clear out all of the trees around our base because, well, I frankly like it hidden in the woods like this a little bit. Now, eventually, when we expand outward, because that will inevitably be a thing, we're gonna have to make this bigger. That's We don't have a choice. But when that happens, we'll have to clear out the trees. But we're gonna build it so that I want to try to keep as much of this in the tree line as possible, because I kind of like this idea of it's kind of tucked away. You don't really see it until you're right on top of it, and even then, sometimes it's kind of tricky. So I really like that spot for two reasons actually. One of them being, I still suspect that you can get a dinosaur or two that can fall in here maybe. Like I don't know. Like raptors can jump, so that's definitely a possibility that you could get a raptor or two that'll jump in. And I think if I build the building up enough, there's going to be minimal chance of that happening. So it's just a secondary barrier to keeping wild dinos out. Um, Plus, I think keeping the main house out of the way is the best idea. Yeah, I like this spot for some reason. I don't know what it is. You know what? I'm sitting here thinking though this spot won't work. I don't think this spot's gonna work for one reason and one reason only. It's not level ground. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I just Oh crap. That spot's gonna be tricky. The problem with how did I pick up? Okay. The problem with areas like this is that it has to be level ground to really build on, and this is by no means level ground. So maybe we're not going to have it butted right up against the wall. We're going to have a gap out a ways. So, tricky, 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 tricky. Okay, game. See, like I think I've mentioned before, this is actually based, at least this area. I've had a base in this area before. Now it wasn't mine. It was actually on a server I shared with with a pretty good friend of mine. Wow, lag, rubber band. Um, hmm. So some of my ideas actually spawned from what we did there, but the main base design is actually different. We actually had a different setup, uh, where they actually had the walls a little different, which is probably what's throwing me off. Plus, the ground itself is different from what it used to be. Back then, this was a little more level. You had a little more flexibility, I think. It's really kind of hard to say. Like, I don't remember some of this being like it is. Ugh. It's really hard to say. Really, 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 really hard to say. Okay, you know what? Worst case scenario, right? And I'm sorry if I sound like I'm pronouncing things weird or if I sound weird. I am really congested. I don't know if I'm getting a cold. That's right, almost beginning of May and I'm catching a cold. Or if it's seasonal allergies, which is more likely. Or worse yet, this time of year, and my wife picks on me about this. I get really sick this time of year a lot, where I get like sinus infections and ear infections and things. I'm a 28-year-old man and I still get freaking ear infections. That make a lot of sense to you people? It certainly doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's not level. That's not even. Nope. That's not even with these walls. Okay. We're down on demolish this. I want it to be even. I want everything kind of squared up as best as possible. It's so hard to say. Oh, that's not kosher. That looks like it's square. Alright. Let's go up and look. Oh, I like that distance. That's actually really good. Now, obviously I'm not gonna peek out here, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I don't really think it's gonna matter that much. Yeah. Hello. Thank you. That's what I was worried about. You know what? Let's see. Oh, that might work to our advantage, actually. Let's do this. Boom. Seems like a waste, right? I mean, it probably is a bit of a waste, but... Topi. Are you kidding me, game? Are you kidding me? Okay. This is what I was concerned about. This is not going to work. Shit. You know what? Hold on a minute. I think we have... Before I waste too many more of these, and I mean, I know I've got quite a few of them, but before I waste too many more of these, I think we have a mod on here that allows me to kind of pre-plan some things. So, let me see if I can't pull that up really quick here. I'll be right back, guys. Right after I demolish all this and start again. Okay, guys, I guess we're gonna be sticking our build right here. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem we have the mod that allows me to test out builds prior to actually, well, building them. So, yeah. Definitely kind of screwed on that front. Let me figure out. Door's right there. We might end up having to move that door maybe down here further. That might be a possibility. Yeah. So let's let's go ahead and stick this. Give it some space here. That seems good. And let's take us as far as we can. That's it. Okay. Ground is going to dictate a little bit how we build this guy. I don't want it perfectly square, though. Like, I'm not looking to do a square build by any measure. Just because I hate doing square builds. Oh, no, 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 no. That wasn't supposed to go there. There we go. Oh, really? Oh. Well, that's a problem. Problematic. Alright, let's rip that back up again. And do a little bit of that. But we make a wing coming off this way, perhaps. Yeah, that door's gonna get moved. Yeah, not gonna be able to put much any further out that way, that's for sure. And I think we just used up the... Yeah, we just used up the... Yep, can't put any more that way. Okay, then. There we go. There's that. And it gives us a general shape to our building. This is going to have to go a little bit wider or something. Make it 3 wide. Basically, we're going to have some different rooms for different areas. We're actually going to like make a proper storage area type of thing. Have an area probably right off of the storage area specifically for crafting. Probably, if the build allows for it, probably have this area for crafting and then bring this out across here as the storage room. And then that can be as tall as we need it to be. And then we can have a second story here for like beds and things. Don't know yet. A lot of things we can do here. A lot of things. I was actually expecting to not need more foundation. That sucks a little bit. So that means I'm going to have to go craft some more. Christ. This is going to take a while. That took me a better part of 3 or 4 days to gather all that. So, you know. Time consuming. Let's see. Stone foundation. Let's just do it that way. Yeah, I kind of like this idea, actually. Bring it out like that. We'll have kind of this U-shaped house, sort of. I think we'll bring this out and meet up here. Will that work? Let me get an aerial view of this real quick. Never mind. Mr. Punchy can't fly with all the stuff I've got on me right now. Okay, now let's try. Yeah, I think it'll work. Gonna require some more work, obviously. And I think maybe... Okay, so what I'm thinking... Not too wide. Uh-oh. There we go. Maybe not go too wide on these wings, but go 3 wide. Just so that we actually have some decent spacing. Yeah. 3 wide. 3 wide seems best. It won't leave us with a whole lot of room over in here, but we don't need a lot of room more in here. This is just like an entryway. This will just be like where you just first walk in. These two wings will be individual wings for different things. I don't know what I'm going to do over there yet. Maybe do a series of bunk beds over there? I don't know. Because I don't have to do 2 stories either. Or, better yet, like, this could be leveled. Like, it could have... Yeah, so, some areas have 2 stories. Some areas only have 1. A lot of things we could do with this. I'm going to have to gather a crap ton more materials to build up the rest of this build. So... be back shortly, maybe. Because I don't know that this is the safest area to be gathering materials yet. Considering I have no beds or anything over here. And Mr. Punchy is kind of my only means of transportation over here. So, yeah. Might have to go back to Herbivore Island. Because that's where all my other stuff is. I'm still actually stationed off my raft over on Herbivore Island. I've just been flying all my stuff over here for the time being. And I know for a fact I have no more stone foundation left. Gonna need more wood, fiber, and yeah. Yeah. Alright, Mr. Punchy. We're going for a ride. Alright, guys. Yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. And, yeah. Yeah, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, guys. So... I got some progress done on this. And, it's been a little bit working on this. And, yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so, the last time I stopped this recording, I said we're going to fill that in, and then we're going to go 3 wide on all of these, right? So let's go 3 wide. Now, let me double check. I cannot bring this back any further. Can I, just curiosity's sake here? Yes, I can. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, so we're gonna have to limit that a little bit. So it's alright. Our machining rooms, you know, or whatever, might not be perfectly aligned. So it's fine. I am actually alright with this. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's right. This is actually going to be storage area, isn't it? Yeah. So let's go ahead and pop. Ooh, that could have been bad. Yeah, that works for me. Like that. And then, hold on, let's get this plan out of here real quick. Yeah, I kind of like the way this build's going. It's not going to be perfect. I'm still really learning how the build mechanics work in this game to some degree, just because, you know, with terrain being what it is sometimes, it sucks so bad to try to build in this game and discover that, you know, certain things are not going to work to your liking. Like that. That works. Like I said, we're not going to have a perfectly squared off building. I didn't want something perfectly squared off. I wanted something a little different in terms of shape and whatnot. I hate that. Who knows? Maybe form it across here even? Nah, that might square it off too much. I was thinking maybe a walkway across here, but that'd square it off too much. Ooh. No. No, 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 no. I don't like that idea. I just had the idea to put the greenhouse in here, but I don't like that idea. I don't like the idea of the greenhouse being right here for a few reasons. One of them being that, you know, we still got to run the water up this way, and I still need to actually gather all the materials to do that. That's going to actually take me a little while longer yet. Which is another reason why we won't be moving up here right away either. The amount of time it's going to take me to run the water is just going to be ridiculous. I may have made a terrible mistake in choosing my build location, actually. Because I originally set about putting it right here, and now that I'm looking, this spot is not gonna work. Nope. We do not have enough flat terrain. I'm mildly regretting where we're building at, actually. Shit. Christ. Yeah, because I've got enough. You know what? Screw it. Let's see what we can't do here. Yeah, can't get another one in there. So, what the hell? Let's bring it out this way then. I mean, worst case scenario, right? Like, we can't really build out too far in certain directions. We won't have a perfectly squared off greenhouse, you know. We'll have something kind of oddball shaped. What of it? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? I could place that one, but I can't place this one. This is one of my few complaints about this game. Honestly, it is. That should be long enough. And I should be able to run the pipes up through the wall. This shouldn't be a big deal. I don't think. I don't know. Oh, yeah. In my resource gathering and whatnot, we do have some not-so-friendly guests outside the door, or outside the wall somewhere here. That, yeah, I really don't want to have to deal with anytime soon. Though I know we're going to. Ew, there we are. Hey man, that works. So our greenhouse isn't going to be squared up. Not going to be pretty. I know this is not going to be the prettiest of builds. You know what? It'll do, though. It'll definitely do the job. Actually, I don't think we needed to bring this out like that. That might have been a waste of materials, to be honest. Yeah, may have been wasted materials. Yeah. I don't think we need this much. I can definitely fit everything I need in a 2x2 area. It'll be tight, but I can do it. I've done it before. I prefer 3x3, but 2x2 works fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some walls on this place, shall we? Let's get rid of some inventory space here. And boom. Alright, you know, one thing I forgot to do is make a door. But I think we're alright for now. Because the door's going to go right there. Now, don't forget, I'm talking about doing 2-story on this eventually. Though, I may do like I did the last time around, and I just simply did a single story with prep work for this. Or, I did 1 story, and then I did prep work for the first story of the building. So, that may be what we do here to just conserve resources until... why does that happen? It's because I'm too impatient. That's why it happens. Oh, did I actually make enough walls to actually oh my god, I made enough walls. Holy spaz. Awesome. Awesome. I don't think I have enough walls to go around a second time yet. So let's get the storage room at least 2-story. Oh yeah. Looking good. See, with this, we might actually be able to move in much sooner than I anticipated. Now, truth be told, this area I could have done without windows because you're not really going to need windows in that area. However, with that said, windows are cheaper, and for the time being, that works fine for me. Because, I mean, I have some walls, but not nearly enough. At least I don't think it's nearly enough to really worry about it too much yet. I think this is good, though. Yeah, I like it. It's different. This is gonna be a little different. Probably not your typical build. Definitely not your typical build. I like it, though. I do. I sound like I'm trying to convince somebody. I can probably do this. You guys have been dealing with oversaturation for a little bit now. I am so sorry. Bad YouTuber. Sorry. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I might fix that oversaturation issue in post if I get to it. Yep, it looks pretty decent. It doesn't fit in there the way I would have liked it to, and you know, I'm definitely seeing that we're going to need to expand on this much sooner than I anticipated, which sucks, but it's just the reality of where we're building. You know, we fortunately have the benefit of we are surrounded by rocks and trees and things, so we have plenty of material to gather everything we need and actually do the work we need to. Yeah. Because I can easily cut this down and bring it up to meet with that wall. I could even probably drop it down further here. Though I can't drop it much further. I cannot bring it down this far. Just simply because we have this nice little cliff that drops off right here. And that would be a problem. I don't know. Uh-oh. Where are you? Ooh, pesky bug. This one's not dying. There. Holy crap. A level 76 freaking bug? Damn. That's a pretty high level bug. Shame I do not have a frog yet. In all honesty, it is. It's a shame I don't have a frog. But yeah, I like this spot. We're fairly close to resources, so we're good on that. Now, we do have a problem. I mentioned the raptors, but what I didn't mention, or may not have mentioned, 2 things. First off, the bears are going to be trouble. They are actually fairly aggressive. I don't know what it was last episode that that those two bears ignored me completely. Uh, since then, the bears have actually been actively attacking me whenever I come across them. Let's see. Can I? Yeah, see? They've been actively attacking me now. So, not sure what's the deal with the last episode. Maybe I was just too far outside the range. Ow. Okay, bears are still mad. Let's get away from them. Down this way, we had a little bit of a problem, and I don't see him, actually. That's kind of weird. He might have died. Somebody might have killed him, finally. Yeah, looks like he's dead. Okay. Bear. Okay, so there was actually a Spino down here. So that's something we're going to have to keep in mind. We're going to have to be very vigilant about. Is that there are bears and Spinos. And raptors. Oh yeah, and Carnos. We do have Carnos. I haven't seen anything bigger than that. Of course, bigger than that. Would be Giga? I don't know that a Rex is much bigger than a Spino. So, you know, that I think they're on equal footing. But no Rexes so far, so we're clear in that aspect. But we'll have to wait to see. What do we got? Meh. Nothing great. Alright guys, I think we're going to wrap up there. I probably didn't get nearly as much done as I would have liked, but I'm also running out of time, and I've spent a huge amount of time gathering resources and getting done what was needed to be done to build so far. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have had the house at least built. Sorry. But yeah, it's getting pretty late. I've been working for at least a day or so working on this total. Oh, we've got another Spino down here. What level is he? Level 8. He's pretty low. So he shouldn't be too big of a deal. Be nice in some ways. It'd be nice if he is high level. We could maybe tame him up for later on. But yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and say thanks for watching, and hope you liked the video. Bye bye. That's a big tree. That is a ridiculously large tree with almost no branches. All right, guys. Bye.